Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Powerhouse Paranormal
Topics with the umpires
of the unexplained. Sheena Metal.
That's right. It's Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio. For more info on the show, latalkradio.com, hauntedplayground.com. Don't forget to email me and let me know what you think of the show. I am your host, Sheena Metal. I'm at sheenametal.com, and I am at latalkradio.com. I do 4 shows here at LA Talk Radio, including my daily show, The Sheena Metal Experience, and this show, Haunted Playground, also raising the vibration and music highway. Haunted Playground has a new time slot and a new format. We're here every Tuesday from 12 to 2 p.m., so it's early for you East Coasters, and even kind of almost fathomable for my friends in London and the UK, which I know before it was pretty late for you all. And we now I usually have a wonderful guest here. I think today I may actually, for the first time ever, be on my own, doing a little thing I like to call Lightworkers Unite. So I guess today it's Lightworker uniting with herself. And we just do some psychic readings and some healings and some spiritual counseling and some helping and some talking about spirituality and some coaching on what to do if you have a ghost in your house. We talk about everything paranormal and everything spiritual. And if you want to get on the air with me, you just send me a text and then I can call you when it's time to go at 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. And how this works is I'm going to be putting the link all around everywhere on Facebook so everybody can check it out. And we're going to have some fun. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really fun. And it's always a good time here on Haunted Playground. Again, 818-437-0886. And we're talking about all kinds of things. So I spent the weekend in my hometown of Huntington Beach. I was working out of the wonderful Z Fabrique in Belmont Shores, doing a little spiritual, getting my psychic on all weekend. I work my regular shift, which is Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. And then I picked up a 7-hour event for a shift for a friend. And so I was there all weekend. So I decided to stay down there for the weekend. Then wound up staying until Monday and stayed at my best friend's mom's place where I used to go hang out in high school. So I have not spent the night there since high school in the very haunted Huntington Beach. And it's amazing to me how paranormal that city is. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the water and the fact that a lot of Huntington Beach is actually below sea level. I don't think where I was staying is below sea level, but where I grew up is below sea level. And where I will soon be living for half of the week is below sea level. I'm kind of like just sort of getting my mom's house ready to move in, so I don't have Wi-Fi there and I don't have cable there or anything. So when I'm down in town, I usually wind up now staying with friends until I get it ready to go. It's hard to function without your Wi-Fi. So I had a little paranormal encounter one morning, and it was a very interesting thing. So I'll tell you about it. So I haven't told anybody about it except my best friend. So I was laying in bed in the morning, and I had gotten up to go to the bathroom and go back to sleep because the sun had come up, but I think it was somewhere between 6 and 7. So I got up and went to the bathroom. I came back. I was laying in bed going back to sleep. And you're sleeping in a strange bed that's not yours, so you're kind of rolling back and forth trying to get comfortable, and it's a little bizarre. And all of a sudden, I heard clear as day. Now, sometimes with spirits, you hear voices sort of in what I like to call your mind's ear. So it's like in your mind's eye. Sometimes you see things with your eyes. Sometimes you see them with your mind's eye. It's the same thing with your ears. This was clearly in my ear. And maybe 5-6 times in my life this has happened where I've literally felt a spirit scream something in my ear. And it was really whispery and raspy, which is even scarier, right? But it clearly was a woman's name right in my ear. Just the woman's name, boom, and out. So the name was not all that far off from my name. So in my mind, I thought, well, is this just some uninformed spirit that thinks that's my name? Because usually in the past, when someone has yelled in my ear like that, it's been my name. Now, listeners of the show know I have a real name that my friends call me by, and I have this name. Normally with spirit encounters, it's my real name that gets yelled in my ear. This time it was a name that sounded a lot like Sheena, but not Sheena. So I woke up, kind of started, and sometimes if I want to go back to sleep, I'll look at my phone and I'll fuss around on my phone a little bit and I'll get sleepy again in 30 seconds and I'll pass out. That's a normal thing. So I got up, checked my phone, and there was a text that had just come in from a client wanting to book a session. So, all right, didn't think about it. Sent her back a text, said, fantastic, went to sleep, got up, did my thing. We booked the session, and now I'm in the same house, and I'm now doing the reading for my client. And she brings up this name. And I said, you've got to be kidding. That's the name the spirit yelled in my ear this morning. That's how it is with the paranormal. And that's why a lot of people don't lump the paranormal and the spiritual communities together. But I always do, because I think there's a tremendous overlap. And I think a lot of times, because so much of what we deal with as psychics in our sessions are not necessarily paranormal questions, we forget sometimes how much the paranormal is a part of our world. Because technically, if there's a spirit there, if you're doing any kind of mediumship, if you're in a haunted location, if you're working with clients that want advice about people that have passed, guess what? It's now crossed over into paranormal. And there's just a lot of that. Now, you don't always have the spirits come and scream in your ear. I mean, I have spirits talk to me a lot, but not always like in my ear with that scary voice. And there's something about when you're just starting to fall asleep and they yell in your ear that is so... The first time that ever happened to me was maybe almost 15 years ago, because my cat is 15 and a half. I had just got Molly. And I was telling somebody how we're so close that I feel like we communicate telepathically. I mean, now I know we do that, but this is when I first got her, and I don't think I've ever had an animal that I've been as close to as I am to her. And so one of my psychic friends said, well, this is way before I was out of the closet, said, you know what you should do? You wait till you're just about to fall asleep when both of your guards are down, which is true, this works. And then you look her in the eye and start sending her conversation through your mind, and your soul, and you'll be able to hear her responses. So I'm laying there in the bed. Molly's crawled up on the other pillows, got her face right in my face, which is what she did when she was a baby. She was always in my face. I'm looking her in the eye, and I'm trying to listen for what she's telling me, and then all of a sudden, boom, right in my ear. And it was, trust me, this was this was not Molly. This was, because I've since now heard Molly's voice in my ear. This was not, this was some creepy spirit, and it was loud and it was piercing, and I jolted out of bed. I was like, yeah, that's the last time I'm ever doing that. No more trying to communicate that way with Molly. Which, Molly doesn't really need, because animals communicate telepathically anyhow. All the little tricks and stuff that we do, we just need that for us. She doesn't need that. I need that because I'm a dumb human. But yeah, so that's a little scary. And since then, it's happened a few times, mostly, interestingly enough, in hotel rooms, which I find are generally very haunted, specifically very haunted for me. So a lot of times in hotel rooms, we'll get that. But as I said, probably a handful of times I can tell you that that's actually happened. It's, wow. Yeah, that was a lot. So, but I've never had one, except for obviously my own name. Like, I know when they're yelling out my own name, what that's about. But I've never had one link up in such a way that it linked to something with a client later in the day. So that's, good on you, spirit. But wow. So, I'm gonna do some sessions. I've got some folks waiting to get on. I just need to program them into Skype. Obviously, this is normally the time of the show where I throw it over to a fellow light worker, and I let them talk while I get everybody on the phone. But today's just me, my friends. So we're going to make this work. This is a little bit like the broadcast that I do from my bed that I call I Am Raising Your Vibration. I'm trying to do them every week now. We'll see if that works. I've done them 2 weeks in a row. That's as far as I've gotten with every week. Before that, they were more like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks apart. But I'm really loving doing them, and I'm trying to do them Friday afternoons. It seems to work out with my schedule here, my physical therapy schedule. I know. When you gauge your life around your physical therapy schedule, that's when you know you are a sad old woman. So we'll see, but I'm loving doing them. It's a much different thing because people send their requests in via email, and it's basically me and nobody else talking for, God, the last one was like 2.5 hours. So yeah, it's a lot, but they're fun, and I'm loving communicating with you, and that's fun. And then I'm loving all the teaching that I'm doing, and loving my time at Z Fabrique on Sunday afternoons in Belmont Shores in the Long Beach area. Loving that. Loving the fact that I'm going to Dallas again, June 28th, 29th, and 30th. I will be doing a conference there called Aspects of Spiritual Awareness with Sheena Metal. Why is it as soon as a camera gets turned on, my nose itches? This seems to happen. And then loving that I'm doing this new Saturday Night Spiritual, which is going to be so amazing at the Metropolitan Community Church, the Founders MCC in Hollywood, where I've just been taken on staff as their New Age pastor. They are now officially an interfaith church because they've taken on someone else. Of course, I have to do my services in the basement because that's where you put the outsiders. But Thursday on my Sheena Metal Experience show, I will have the whole crew from the MCC down. Keith Mazingo will be here, Alejandro Escato, Steve Peters, and then also somebody new, a special guest for y'all. We're slowly but surely going to get, I think, the whole gang on here, but that should be really fun, and it's always nice to have them here, and I'll talk more about that soon, and we'll introduce our special guest in a fantastic way. But she is also either a pastor, a retired pastor, I'm not 100% sure, but is also part of the LAQIFCC with me, which is the Los Angeles Queer Interfaith Clergy Council. And just wonderful, and I adore her, and I'm so excited. And there'll be another girl in the room. Woot! That's exciting. So anyway, so I'm going to start getting some calls programmed in here. Again, if you want to be on the air, what I'm doing slowly but surely while we're chit-chatting is I'm putting this link up everywhere, so it pretty much exists everywhere. And then people will know more that the show is on, and we'll have more callers, and it'll be a blast. Again, it's 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. That's the number to text me if you want to get on the air. This is kind of a bizarre day. I have about, what do I have? Maybe 12 light workers so far that are part of Unite, and I couldn't get really anybody in here with me today because everybody is, I think it's the day after the holiday. So all my friends are either working because they haven't worked in days. I guess I'm the only weirdo that actually worked with clients all through the holiday weekend. Or they have clients today because the clients didn't want to do anything over the weekend. Apparently my clients are the only ones that wanted to touch base with me all holiday weekend. So everybody seemed to be really busy, and I thought, well, it's a really good experiment in doing it myself because I have never done that. Now, Monday nights, sometimes here on my Raising the Vibration show, which is Mondays from 7 to 9 p.m. If I don't have a guest, or if I have a guest cancel at the last minute, that's usually when I do this really fun thing just called Raising Your Vibration, is what I'm calling the video broadcast, because obviously that's what the show is called, Raising the Vibration. And people just call in and we talk. I pick a topic, a spiritual topic, and people call in and talk about the topic. And that's the thing even about this show. And about once a week when I do this on my daily show, you don't have to just call up for a reading if you don't want. You can just call up and talk about stuff. I had somebody call in last week, I think on Haunted Playground. Maybe it was on the Sheena Metal Experience. I'm honestly not sure. And the the gist of the call, she just wanted to call up and talk about different things, like how does your intelligence figure into your spirituality, and how to tarot versus the pendulum, and that's okay. This is always an open discussion for anything you want to talk about that's spiritual, and that is 100% totally okay. All right, so people are going into the Skype system now. Here we go. It's getting real now. People are going into the Skype system. And unfortunately, I Skype and work the computer and produce the show and work the phones and everything all at one time. So you kind of just have to bear with me a little bit. Again, it's 818-437-0886, and you have to you have to text me so I can program you into the Skype. You can't call that number because that's my cell, and obviously I'm a little busy right now being on the air. And you can call in, but I like to do it where you text me first so I know who you are. Just because when a lot of people are calling up for readings and it's sensitive and people have a lot of their personal stuff happening and they're sharing, to get a random caller that might be calling for another show or accidentally a wrong number, it kind of kills the flow. So this seems to keep the flow really pure and really beautiful, which I love. And I'm very thankful to Skype for that. And very thankful to LA Talk Radio for having this wonderful phone system, for setting up this wonderful thing so we can Facebook Live, so more of you know where we are. The whole thing is just amazing, and it makes me very happy. And I'm very happy to be very happy. Okay, so we've got... we're going to call Karen now and get Karen on the phone. If you want to get on the phone like Karen, 818-437-0886. That's how it works. And here we go. Getting so good at this. Remember when the whole Skype system was me sort of being like, I don't know what I'm doing next, and kind of freaking out and spazzing out. And all right, here we go. Oh, hang on. Now Karen is not available. Okay, so I guess Karen's got the cable guy there, so that's not happening. So we're getting another call in. Yay! I know a lot of folks want to be on the show, and then suddenly it doesn't work. So I'm sorry that it didn't work out, but she said maybe by 2:00. I'm like, yeah, maybe by 2:00 we are going to be, I'm going to be eating my lunch, and I don't know what you all are going to be doing, but I'm going to be waiting to start my second show here. So meanwhile, we're going to get Susan on. And let me send Susan a text. There we go. So it looks like Susan, and then I think it looks like I think then Christy is next. Yep, Christy, you're after Susan, but I will send you a text and let you know that. So we're just going to put Susan in the system, and we're rocking and we're rolling here. Welcome to Haunted Playground, my friends. If you want to get on the air live, 818-437-0886. It's good to get on the list early because we do get busy. All right, Susan is ready and waiting, and I'm loving this about her. So here we go. We're going to get her on right now, and it's going to be fun. And if you want to see the past broadcasts, they're at LA Talk Radio's page on Facebook, and I have, for your convenience, put them all on my YouTube channel as well. And if you go to lightworkersunite.com, you will find them all on my YouTube channel. And if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel while you were there, boy, I'd love that. Susan, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend? It's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear yours too, Sheena. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm very happy to talk to you today.
Me too. Welcome for being the first call, because I know the first call can sometimes be a little daunting, and I appreciate that, my friend. You were supposed to be the second call, but Karen's cable guy showed up.
Well, I'm happy to be the first pancake that you kind of have to warm up on and
exactly
for everyone else.
You're the first bite of the steaming sourdough roll when it's still a little too hot to put in your mouth, but you can't resist.
Yeah, but it's worth the burn.
It's absolutely worth the burn. I have had many a sourdough roll burn in my life, and I regret none of them, Susan. So what's on your mind, my friend, and how may I help you?
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
I am just anxious as all get out. I have been unemployed and underemployed for too long.
Yes.
I've been a nomad, and started a really good job last week, and then all of a sudden they ran out of files today, and well, we're going to start again tomorrow, but that kicked up my anxiety, and I want to know if this is going to last, or do I have to go back on to Indeed or pick up a second job, and am I finally just going to be able to stabilize here?
They ran out of files?
Yeah. I review loan packages for a
Okay.
living.
Okay.
And we were supposed to start this week. Somebody went in and did them all over the weekend, so there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's projects, it's pools of loans. Yes. I had a front row seat for the big housing meltdown, the before and after.
Oh, I bet, sweetheart. And I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, that's not good. All right. So this is what I think. I think that I don't see that they're going to let you go, but I don't think it would be such a bad idea to start looking for something to supplement, because it just seems as though they certainly have revenue coming in, but I think not as much as they would like. And certainly if there's nothing for you to do, they're going to wind up letting you go. And so I don't think they're going to let you go per se, but perhaps cut you back. Is that a better way to put it?
Yeah.
So I think that the best thing for you to do is just to start looking for something else you can do. But if you don't mind me, butting in where you didn't ask me, here I go.
Go for it.
Whenever I say that, Susan, that always means I'm about to do it. So this reviewing loan packages, I get that it's what you do, but universe is telling me it does not make your heart sing.
No, the universe is right on that, but nobody's willing to pay me for what does make my heart sing.
Well, this is the thing. Once you figure out what's going on with this place, universe, did you like how on the air I just pulled out my ice pack? Yeah, I tried to hide it, and then I thought, why are you trying to hide it? Everybody can see it. It's my ice pack. It was in my knee brace. Now y'all know. Susan, you're the only person that didn't see me pull out my ice pack because you're on the phone with me. So this is the thing, honey. You need to start pursuing what you really want to do. Now, I understand that's not paying the bills and you have to still do the loan packages, but there's many hours in a day, and you could take a couple hours out of the week and devote it to where your heart really belongs. Because when I feel you, and I'm feeling you, baby, there is just nothing setting you on fire right now. And that makes me so sad.
Yeah.
And
I
you
do
need
have a
that.
friend who's got a podcast,
Uh-huh.
and this flurry of anti-abortion legislation
Uh,
has riled her up
good.
to the point where she's, well, the best way to put it, I guess, would say that she's going on crusade, essentially.
Good.
And asked me to write speeches or write podcast material for her. I've done the first one, but that's what fires me up.
Yep.
Is to say, hey, look, guys, this is the way things should be, and this is why.
Yes. Yeah. Well, being in service, Susan, is what fires you up.
Yeah.
That's all part of being in service, love. I mean, you love being a part of participating in what makes the system better and what makes the quality of life for the citizens of this country and the world better. That is service, and it's service in its most beautiful and its purest form. And I am the same way as you. I cannot imagine a life without service.
No, I would say that was based on what I see of you, Sheena. That's absolutely true.
Right? I'm in service so much I wear myself down to the nub with the service, and then I have to stop and rebuild myself. And I served myself right out of my kneecaps and had to well, not my kneecaps in essence, but my knee the tendons.
Pain going over here.
I know. So I think you need to get more involved in that. And you know what? How about this? We have an election coming up. Perhaps your service and what sets your soul on fire for the next 18 months could be participating at every level, from the local level to the national level, in the things that really set you on fire, including all of the bills and the propositions and the things that happen every election that change a city, a county, a state, a country for the better or for the worse.
Yeah.
You know? And this is this is a scary time. And I'm not somebody who tends to get political. I only get political out of necessity. I don't like to be political. I'm a person who now all my fellow Democrats are screaming at me from their radios that I'm the person who always says, look, this is a country that needs everybody. We need all points of view. We need all different people. You have a right to be a Democrat that believes in the death penalty. You have a right to be a Republican that believes in gay marriage and abortion. You have a right to make up your political palette the same way you make up your spiritual palette. And we all need to get along together. Can't we all just get along? Thank you, Rodney King.
Sure.
But
can I interject something?
Please.
That absolutely, we need to hear on whatever the issue is. We need to hear all viewpoints on it because we need to consider something from all angles, what the possible outcomes are, what it is we want to happen, what the even unintended consequences.
Yes.
So we can go forward correctly and do what's best.
Yes.
But what we got is people is like, well, if you're not going to do what I want, I'm just going to, I'm going to gum up the whole works and nothing happens.
Exactly.
And I'm not naming names, but
right.
We got that going in the U.S. Senate right now.
Right. We got that going in the executive branch as well. We got that going everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the giant.
If I can't get my way, I'm going to take my marbles in your
absolutely.
marbles and go home.
And the giant butt that I was going to say before you interjected, so now I'm back to my butt, is when I become political is when people's rights are on the line. When we start to take rights away, when we start to take advantages and privileges away for certain groups of people, that's when I start to step in, including and maybe most importantly, women who are the biggest minority. Technically in numbers, we're the majority, yet we always seem to be the ones that have to take it on the chin, and the ones that when it's time to take somebody's rights away, we're always the first in line for the rights. So, definitely get out there and fight, baby. Fight for what you believe in. And I tell my friends in the spiritual community, and again, I'm not getting political because we all believe differently politically, and I respect that. But you remember when rights start getting taken away, that if we ever came to a time, God forbid, where they started putting people on rolls and rounding people up, it doesn't matter how white you are, and it doesn't matter how conservative you are or how much you live in the middle of in America's heartland. If you're somebody who's playing with crystals and messing around with psychic stuff, you're marching right off with all the gypsies and all the gays and everybody else. So people who think they're above that, yet they're sitting around with a tarot deck in their house, I got news for you. When the rights start getting taken away, they're coming for us too. So guess what? And by being part of the New Age community or part of the spiritual community, the pagan community, congratulations, you're a minority. Now think of other minorities as your brethren and not as somebody different than you. Because, wow. So I think that's the thing that I think is, there's two things that I think are very hard, Susan, and are very hard for me. And one is that people can't see others as in the same, they're not walking a mile in other people's shoes. So, folks that say, well, I don't like people of color or those people, but then they're gay. It's like, well, do you not see, or they're women? It's like, well, do you not see that you're also in the same boat, and those people, their experience, those people's experience is the same experience as yours. That's number one.
Whether you believe in something like Adam and Eve or whatever origin story a particular religion has, or in evolution, if you think about it for a sec, we all come from a single source. Yeah, and we're family. Yeah, all of us. Yes, and it's a failure to see others. Yes, as family, as brothers, as sisters, and cousins. That get these divides going and playing up that they are other. Yes. That is able to say, well, they are taking away from you. So, we're gonna take away their rights. But the thing of it is, you thoroughly stomp down one group, and then it's okay. So who's next?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So that's number one. Number two is, we're going to my second giant pet peeve. Are you ready? Number two is,
Go. I'm your pancake. Go ahead.
why is it that people can't understand that spiritually we all basically believe the same thing? I mean, we're all just using different terminologies. Anybody who walks in the light, allegedly, so we'll divide it between light and dark. Anybody who walks in the light, we all basically believe the same thing, and specifically, none of us believe the same thing. So even if you sit next to somebody in the same church pew every day, I'd be willing to bet if we sat down and really analyzed it, there would be things the two of you did not agree on. But even if one of you is in a mosque and one of you is in an ashram and another one is at a pagan ceremony and another one's in a mega church, I would be willing to bet if we all sat down, we would find a lot of things that we all believe exactly the same. And even if you're at the atheist meeting and you believe in nothing, you still want what's best for the world and the people of the world and the citizens of the world. So basically, that's the same thing. We all basically believe the same thing, but we spend so much time fighting and fussing over how it's different, when in all honesty, it's basically the same.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's a hard thing for me, because we're fighting over nothing. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're fighting over. We're fighting over nothing.
Yeah.
One of us, somebody's screaming, "I like peanut butter with jelly," and somebody else is screaming, "No, you're wrong. It's jelly with peanut butter." And we're fighting for the same thing, but we're fighting about it like it's not the same thing. And that makes me. And most of my work, if my work is as the founder of a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity that you all can find at raisingthevibration.org, is to make everyone see that we need more peace and love and kindness and unity in the world, then my work as a minister is really to help people see that we all basically believe the same thing, which is why it's so important to me to be an interfaith minister, because all faiths are basically the same. The only thing that's not the same as what everyone believes is if you basically believe in darkness and believe that the best way is to live is to screw everybody over and to take what you can get and to not have any kind of moral or spiritual consciousness towards anything that you do. And anything, those people, they're on a whole nother team, and I have really nothing to do with them. I take no responsibility for them. But everybody who walks in the light, we're fighting about peanut butter and jelly versus jelly and peanut butter. It's the same sandwich. Doesn't matter which layer goes on top. It's the same thing when you eat it. And I think I just wish people could see that, Susan, so badly.
Yeah. Well, let me see what I can do to help them.
You are wonderful. See how fired up you are now? You're ready to go out and fight, and I'm so proud of you. So I want a full report on everything you're doing, and we want it here. I want you to call back to the show and tell me how it's going. And
Okay.
and I also want you to I want you to go out and I want you to live your dreams, sweetie, and I want every day for you to be doing something that sets your soul on fire. But because you're such a wonderful person and you have such a beautiful soul, and you should be out there just lit up and helping as many people with all that light inside of you as you can.
Thank you, Sheena.
Pep talk for the day. I love you. Hang tight at the job. Just remember that maybe you might have to get something else to supplement till they can get some more files in, because they seem to be struggling a little bit for work, and I want to make sure that you have everything covered. Okay? Thank you so much for calling, and please let me know how you're doing, and I appreciate you being part of the show. Yay! I always breathe a sigh of when the first call is done, because now we're really cranking and we're really in the mode. So we're going to get Brenda on next, and then we're going to get Christy lined up. And I got to find Christy. Where is she? Got to send her a text. Got to let people know. Otherwise, they schedule the cable guy. Look, I've learned how to text with 2 fingers. Look at this. Both hands at once, but just like tiny typing. All right. We're going to get Brenda on next. I think Brenda might already be in the system. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see. Let's see if we can find us a Brenda in the system. Of course, it would help if I didn't typo the living heck out of it. There she is. All right, here we go. Calling Brenda right now. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886 if you want to get on the air with us. That's what you do here on Haunted Playground. And, here we go. Brenda, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sheena. How are you?
I'm wonderful, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
So what's on your mind? Welcome to the show, and how may I help you today? You got me solo today. This never happens. How may I help you?
Yes, well, just the past couple of days I've been kind of like feeling like, with headache and all kind of stuff, and just checking if do I really need to go to see a doctor or what's happening, or maybe just having an anxiety or something like that.
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I always tell people if you think you should go and see a doctor, you should, because that's just what I always advise. However, when I feel you, I don't really feel like there's anything specifically going on with you, except I think some of it is your immune system is worn down from stress. Part of it is all the funky stuff that's happening in the air as the weather is shifting. We're really, for some reason, spring is coming really late, and we are really shifting seasons, but we're doing it later than normal. This is the kind of weather that, we all normally have in March. And then the last thing is that energetically, the moon cycles over the last month have just been crazy, and everything just feels like it's turned on its ear. I mean, people are so out there, and people are acting really strange, and just crazy things are happening. So I think that I would just try to relax into it and think of it for what it is. I think you're a person, sweetheart, that when something starts to feel weird inside of you or outside of you, you immediately go to, oh my God, this is something terrible and I need to be worried about it. I think maybe you just need to breathe through it a little bit, sweetheart, because you just worry, right?
Yes, I do. And I try to kind of think a lot of positive things, and just kind of think of, just to kind of stop worrying. Because usually when there's worries, it takes a couple of days or sometimes a week to get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? When you worry like that, sweetie, you're actually putting stress on your system. And that's okay, except you're putting stress on your system. So that makes you feel run down. The worries themselves, sweetie, wear you down. Worries are a thing that wear us down. So there's that. And then on top of that, there's just what's going on in the air, what's going on energetically. And then also, I think once you start to worry about something, you wear yourself down worse with the worry, right? And the worry starts the cycle. Then you start to worry about how you're feeling, and then it's just worry compounded on worry, right?
Yes, it does.
So what's going on in your life? What's happened over the last few weeks that's kicked up the stress that's led to some of these symptoms?
Well, excuse me, sorry. It's about the the custody with my son and my ex. And
sure.
We went to a family intervention a couple of last week, and we found out that with the therapist, she was we found out. Well, my therapist said that my ex-husband, excuse me, sorry, is doing something very dangerous, because he's saying to my son that, by her reading the text message, because the therapist, looked at the text message between my ex and my son, and he was saying that, he's his advocate and all that stuff. And, the therapist said, he has to, she's saying that, it's just not you and your son. He also has a mother. And, there's really nothing wrong between me and my son. We're living, peacefully. And so what my ex is just trying to get full custody, and he's trying to get control of everything and all that stuff. And that's what we're kind of like trying to kind of like, you know, there's no problem at all. I mean, we're living happily, everything, and he's just trying to make a lot of problems. And it's been going on for a year now, so hopefully it's gonna get done very soon.
Right.
Because it's
Right.
like, you know, there's no problem at all. We're living happily, and he's trying to get so much control. And you know, I just have to kind of like, you know, make, you know, hopefully everything goes well. And you know, I mean, we're trying to say a whole lot of negative things, and you know, it's like there's not even a problem or not even an issue. So
Right.
it really gets me.
But do you see, sweetheart, how that's wearing you down? I mean, do you get how that is incredibly stressful?
Yes, it is. And you know, and especially, you know, we're going on a trip too, and we're looking forward of that, and we just don't want them to kind of like try to like check on my son and trying to find all the problems. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know, this is a fun trip.
Of course. I mean, you feel like you're being undermined. And
Yeah.
that happens sometimes, you know, when you feel like you're being undermined, when you're always worried that every corner you turn around is your ex going to be there. What's he going to try next? What's going to happen next? You know, what's going to happen to your son from the next bit of manipulation? I mean, all of that energetically builds up in you, sweetheart. It's like phlegm building up in your lungs, right? That you can't cough out.
Yes, and I'm really good at like positive things, you know. That's what I'm really good at. But then when there's negative things, it's like I just kind of like get anxiety, get like overwhelmed, and it's like I, you know, run out of, you know, breath and all that stuff. So I'm like, you know, and thank you for, you know, always being there too whenever
It's my
somebody
pleasure.
talks about feeling that stuff.
Absolutely my pleasure, sweetheart. That's my job, is to be here. But yeah, I mean, it's I think it's a lot of it. I think it's a lot of it too. With you feeling like you're run down, honey, is residual stress from just from a lot of, you know, months and years of this. You're just getting worn down, and the headaches are a symptom of that. The tiredness is a symptom of that. I mean, like I said, by all means, always go and get something checked out. Go and get some blood work and get it checked out. But what it feels like energetically, you just feel like, I mean, you're just exhausted. It's exhausting to have somebody always sort of, you know, pulling at your life all the time. And even when you were with your ex is a total energy suck. I mean, so when you were involved with your ex, you were exhausted all the time from all the draining. And now you're getting drained through your son, right?
Yes, I am, and it's like, how do I kind of get rid of this? But I have to deal with it forever, I guess, until.
Well, it'll get better once the hearing's passed. It'll get better. You're gonna be through most of it soon.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheena.
You bet, sweetheart. You take care of you, and you feel better. And the best thing you can do is go on vacation, relax, put it out of your head, meditate a little bit. You know, learn to just, even if you don't do full on meditations, learn to do just little mantras with yourself where you're just saying to yourself, you know, I'm not going to let him affect me. I'm not going to let this affect me. My mom used to say, just sit in a room and say, I'm going to let this roll off me like water off a duck's back. Mom was very big into the water off a duck's back analogy. Just letting it roll off me. I'm just letting it roll off me. And I tell everybody that, even sometimes when I coach folks that are, you know, new light workers, have just realized their psychic gifts, and they're like, wow, everything's coming in and it's freaking me out and I don't know what to do. And I say, just let it roll off you like water off a duck's back. You don't need it all. You don't need to take everything in. And somebody who's very draining, like Brenda's ex, is pulling a lot out of her and a lot out of her child and a lot out of everybody around all the time, because folks like that, that's how they survive. They, you know, the Tennessee Williams play, Streetcar, where she says, I've always relied on the kindness of strangers. Well, people who are energy sucks, they live off the kindness of strangers, or people they know, but they do it energetically. So they're basically feeding off of everyone's energy. So it's totally normal for everyone around them to feel exhausted all the time and just like, oh God, I'm exhausted. So, that's just what it is. And you can't you can't let yourself get sucked into it, literally and figuratively. Don't let it suck you, and don't you get sucked in. That's my advice. Brenda, you're going to be fine, sweetheart. We love you, and let me know how you're doing and how it's going. And I have a feeling you're going to come back from this vacation feeling like a completely new woman. And I love that story. So 818-437-0886. That's how you get on the air. It's 818-437-0886. We're going to get Christy on with us now. And I'm so glad to be doing this. Christy, I think you are in the system. Hear that thud? That's because I keep leaning my phone on the edge of the console and then watch. And then I forget, and then it always falls. Because, sometimes I think I'm just truly not very bright. I don't know. Did everybody like when I had my brush sitting here and I had to take it down too? I tell you, I was not meant to be on camera. I swear I am not the most camera conscientious person. The minute the camera comes on, my nose starts itching. Everything itches. I start saying the wrong word. I forgot the brush. I pulled the ice pack out, forgot. I was sitting there just hanging out. And I've got a friend who only calls me when I'm on the air. And he's calling me right now. Some people have psychic radar for when you can't talk. If you want to get on the air with me, text me 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. All right, let's go find Christy and get her on the show with us. I'm loving hanging out with you all by myself. It's a little I do the raising the vibration call-ins by myself, but I guess this isn't much different, except that those are just call-ins and these are more readings, but I guess it still works out the same way, right, my friends? I'm fairly sure that Christy is in the system. For some reason, my Skype decided to close on its own. Who knows why Skype does anything? And there's so many of you I know that I need to send a reminder that want to get on the air, and I just haven't done it yet. So we will do that too. In just seconds, we're going to have Christy with us. Again, it's 818-437-0886. If you want to get on the air, send me a text, and we'll get you on. Happy day after holiday weekend. I think everybody's working really hard today. Christy, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Great to hear your voice.
Yeah, you too. Been trying to get in touch with you for a little bit. We haven't been able to match up.
I know. I've been so busy. So we had a little opening for you today, and I slid you in. How are you, my friend?
You're awesome. I'm doing good. My father actually had triple bypass surgery last Friday.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
But I could get in touch with you that day. No, he's doing great.
Good. I was just going to say,
really
but he's doing okay. Good.
Yeah, thank you. I actually wanted to get some guidance from you on my mother-in-law today.
Okay, please.
She's been in a really bad spot for, I want to say, the past 2 years. She had a hip surgery that left her with nerve damage in her knee.
Okay.
And her real question is she ever going to walk normally again?
I lost you. Did you just say, is she ever going to walk normally again?
Yeah, that's her main question. Am I ever going to walk normally again? Because she can't get around. She can't do things. So that's really her question.
Yeah.
And what can I do to positively influence her, because everything is very glass half full, negative Nancy with her.
I was going to say, right, glass half empty. Yeah, I was just going to,
Yep.
Okay, so here's what's going on with her. I mean, obviously, yes, there was damage to the knee done because of the hip surgery, but that nerve can replace itself, and she can build up the other muscles and the tendons and the ligaments around that area so that she can continue to walk. The problem is twofold. I mean, obviously there's the physiological problem, so it's threefold, but we know that. The other problem is twofold. One of the problems is, like you said, yes, the story she's telling herself is, I'm never going to walk again. So she's basically fulfilling the prophecy that she's telling herself, which is, I'm never going to walk again. So that's part of the problem.
Yep.
The other problem is that she has tremendous fear of walking. She, because of the nerve damage that was done, because when she stands on the knee, it doesn't feel like it did before. And because when she stands on the knee, it hurts, it feels weak, and it just feels like something's wrong in there. She's scared to put pressure on it because she's scared like either she'll fall and not be able to get up, or it'll hurt worse, or she'll damage it worse, or it'll completely pop out of the socket and not go back. So there's a fear, and she just needs to push past that fear and realize that feeling of it hurting, it feeling unstable, it feeling weak, that is a normal feeling, but that unless she moves through those feelings, it's never going to get stronger. Does that make sense?
That makes complete total sense.
And that's part of the process of physical therapy. And I'm sure she's in some kind of physical therapy, right, after the surgery?
She was for a while, but she didn't feel like she was improving. She probably did it for close to a year and didn't feel like, she felt like it was helping her hip, but not her knee. So she gave up.
Yeah, she needs to go back into therapy. I wish you guys were in LA. My guy here, Dan Magnus, is a miracle worker. Like, I didn't think I couldn't walk to the bathroom. And now this weekend I actually helped my best friend's mom clean up after a party and actually did rinse dishes and stacked a dishwasher. And I'm like, what? Is that me? So,
wow.
But a lot of what he's helped me with is pushing through fear. And also, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable to heal. You have to rip the scab off, in essence, because, it's sort of like when you have a wound. At some point, you cover it in the beginning so it doesn't get any bacteria in it. But at some point, it won't heal unless you take the bandage off and let the air get in there. And that's the thing. When we're hurt, we're constantly overprotecting ourselves because we're worried if we don't, that the hurt's going to get worse. But the problem is...
That fits her to a T.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's because we're scared. It's fear. But she has, and if she's listening, I know that you want her to listen. If she's listening, I'm so sorry I'm saying this on the radio about you, sweetheart. But there is so much fear in you. And so much of the negativity comes from fear. And it's okay to be fearful. It's okay to just look up at the sky or wherever you want to look and just burst into tears and say, I am absolutely terrified. Because once you get it all out,
to let it out like that.
Yeah, just cry till you can't think. Like, have a big old huge embarrassing nasty sob with like snot running down your face and the whole thing, and then afterwards say, okay,
she has done that.
Good.
But it's the opposite. It's not to say I'm scared. It's to say I'm never going to walk right again.
Right.
My life is over.
No.
But I think if she does it your way and she cries it out like, I'm actually scared,
right,
I think it would be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've
even been looking into like alternative, like acupuncture and stuff like that.
It's smart. But yes, acupuncture is
I
wonderful. Massage. I had a healing massage last week at Healing Hands, which is where my friend Dan Magnus works out of, which is my trainer, my physical therapist. And I had a healing massage with this girl named Jolene. And I got to tell you, I don't know what this girl pulled out of my legs, but it was like somebody had taken 50 pounds of weight off my back when I stood up. And it was it was emotional stuff that I was holding in my knees. I mean, I started suddenly missing my mom. I started crying on the table. I'm trying to hide from her that I'm in tears because all this like grief and stuff is coming out. Like I had no idea all of that was stuck in my legs at all.
Oh my God.
So, the problem with being so fearful is that we build up this bandage around us that we never take off. And the wounds are festering and we're not letting them heal because we're trying to be tough. And with my knees, it just kept hurting and I just kept toughing through it and coming to work and just pushing through it. And then the pain would get so bad I'd have to stop and I'd take some time off and then I'd start again. The same thing would happen again. And it taught me a lesson that I had to learn to heal in a certain way, and I had to follow the steps in a certain way. And if I do too much, I need to say I'm going to go. And I was at one of my best friends last night having dinner, and we ate, and about 8 o'clock at night, everybody was sitting down to have tea. And I just said, you know what? I got to go home, because I knew if I stayed a couple hours, by the time I got home, I would have been, dragging my butt home in hideous pain. I just can't do that anymore. So that's the thing, is that in order to get better, your mother-in-law needs to accept her limitations and accept that she is somebody who is hurting and is healing, and allow that healing to take place. And it's not just physiological hurting with her, right? It's emotional hurting too.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of stuff going on with her that way predate any surgery or any hip thing or anything. I mean, she's got stuff she's got to work through. And I get that she doesn't, but the problem is, if you don't work through your stuff spiritually and emotionally, then eventually it begins to physiologically manifest, because our bodies can only take so much.
Yeah.
They're just,
I will definitely make her listen to this.
just a meat suit. And I know she's scared, but what's the worst that can happen? She's already convinced she's never going to walk again. What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly.
And it's just the one leg, right? It's just the one knee.
Yep, her one right knee. Yep.
I mean, she still has a left knee. I mean, you can walk with just, some
It
people
could be-
have no
It
leg.
definitely
and they
could be
can walk.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People can walk with one leg.
Yep. I think she's always been a little bit of a negative Nancy
Sure.
in general, and this just exacerbated it like tenfold.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
okay.
Well, it's because she's been sort of trying to, how do I say it? I like all the universe is saying is cheat the system, and that's not a very nice way to say it. But she's been trying to not do the work. And the problem with that is eventually it all piles up and it catches up to you. She's just been trying to tough her way through everything without having to actually address things. I mean, prior to this particular injury. And eventually these injuries catch up to you. And that's really what's going on, is that she has to change the way that she functions ideologically, emotionally, and spiritually. And now it's actually become about her healing. So.
Thank you, Sheena. As always, spot on. You're the best.
Honey, I wish her so much love, and I wish her so much luck. And you tell her I will pray for her. I will start a prayer circle with some friends for her, and I will send her energy every day. And I'm always here if she wants to reach out to me. And I appreciate
Thank
you reaching out for her. You take care, sweetheart. It's wonderful to talk to you, and I'm sending her so much love. It's hard, man. It's hard when you're stuck. Nobody wants to be stuck. We all get stuck. I've been stuck this year with my knees. I know what it's like. I mean, I came back last week pretty much full time to work. I think I did every day last week at LA Talk. And by Tuesday night, I was in so much pain that I was literally crying Wednesday going up the stairs. I was just crying to myself, just crying in the stairwell, just crying, because I thought I can't do this. Every time I start to get better, it gets worse. Every time, every time I try to make headway, then it gets worse, and my pain levels got really, really bad last weekend. And I think part of it, not last weekend, but the weekend before, I think part of it was that that the weather got very overcast, and then it rained. So the humidity always gets in all your joints and ligaments, and it got very cold, and that's never good for your ligaments and your tendons. So, okay. Part of it, I think, is that sometimes you just have to say when. And so I said to myself, look, this is what I'm going to do. And I came up and I said to my station manager, Ronan, I said, I may have to sit down and have a talk with my station owner, Sam, and say, I can't do that. I'm going to have to do this from home. I can't do this. I can't do this till I get better. And then I went the next day. I took the next day off. I went and I had that massage, and I almost didn't go to the massage because I thought I'm going to, because, sometimes you leave a massage table and you're in worse pain than you went, and it takes 3 or 4 days to get better. And I live in a townhome with 3 flights of stairs. So if I can't climb stairs, I can't get home. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what if it's so bad that I can't get off the massage table? What if I can't get to my car? What if I can't get back in my house? And I almost canceled it. And then I heard universe say, you have got to go do this. So I went and did it. And the whole while I'm on the table, I'm thinking, what if I'm in so much pain when I get done that I literally cannot get off this table? Are they going to call the paramedics? Or like 4 hot firemen going to come and carry my fat ass out of there? And then where do I go from there? And what happens? And how do I get back to my house? And even if I can get up to my bedroom, how do I get down to the kitchen to eat? And how do I feed the cat? And, all these fears are just pouring out of me while this blissfully wonderful girl is just yanking all of this angst and crap and negativity and disappointment over people who have betrayed you and betrayed me. I mean, all the things that your knees hold, right? And she, after doing this amazing visualization where she made me imagine I was my favorite animal, which of course is elephant, and that made me feel beautiful, and talking to me all about how she envisions that she's an eagle and flying. Then she said, well, so your knees, right? So who knocked the knees out from under you? And I was like, oh, well, let me give you a list. And my mom died, and this happened, and that happened. And so she's done with the massage, right? And there's that moment where I think, am I going to be able to get off this table? And I sat up, and I didn't have any pain. And I thought, oh, okay. And of course, my clothes were in a drawer, right? I'm like, how am I going to get down off the high table? How am I going to get my clothes on? Am I just going to yell naked? And then, because I was naked, am I just going to yell naked? And then the 4 hot firemen come and they take me to like a convalescent place. Like, what is going to happen to me? And I slid off the table onto my feet. And I'm a little creaky. There's a little pain. But I mean, nothing like what you would have thought. And then I went and got my clothes, and I kind of hopped back up on the table, or hopped back up on the table, and put my clothes on and slid back down and stumbled out of there. And she was waiting with a glass of water. And I thought, what's happening to me? And I honestly have felt better ever since. So part of it is that she's a genius. And part of it is that physiologically and spiritually, she knew just what to do to get the release. I give her all the credit. But part of it is that I let things go. I worked with what she was doing, and I released a lot of stuff. So, and I also said to myself, look, if I can't do things anymore, if I have to call every place where I have to be in the next 2 months and just say, I can't do this, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to sit on my bed and get better. And I can still do broadcasts on Facebook. I can call in here to LA Talk Radio. I can remote teach if I can on Skype. I can get a fancier computer system. I can build a little mini studio in my back room and call in here and set up the camera, and it can be just like Facebook. Worst comes to worst, I can make it work. And sometimes you just need to say to yourself, if worse comes to worst, I can make it work. And give yourself the permission to take the time to heal. Because all the stuff that you're holding, all of that, what if I can't make it to Dallas? What if I can't make it to my Sunday shift at Z Fabrique? What if I can't make it to my first Saturday night spiritual at the Founders MCC? What if I can't make my next Raising the Vibration gathering? What if I can't get here to LA Talk Radio? What if? You're literally crippling yourself with thoughts. And I was crippling myself with the worry that I was going to disappoint people and I wasn't going to be able to show up for things. Because I have a super busy life, and I've had to scale a little of it back at the busiest, most wonderful time of my life, because I just can't physically make my knees perform at this time. So sometimes you have to do that. You can't ask the whys, and you can't be angry, and you can't be depressed. You have to just say, this is what it is. At this time in my life, today on our show, I can only do this much. And when it starts to be too much, then it's too much. Then I was terrified to go down and stay with my best friend's mom this weekend, because I had not slept in another bed since my knees got weird. And sometimes when you sleep in another bed, it creaks you out, because it's a different thing than sleeping in your bed. And I thought, can I do that? Am I going to be okay to not come home and sleep on my bed? Am I going to be okay to, I'm going to bring ice packs to put in her freezer, but when am I going to get to put my feet up? I mean, the truth is I was fantastic there. And I must have crossed some kind of milestone because I was more active there than I've been in a long time. And I mean, just so many worries. You know, I always say this when I speak, and sometimes I should really listen to myself and what I say when I speak, because it appears I give fairly good advice. It's too bad I don't listen to myself. Everybody listens to me but me, because I'm a dork. Your biggest enemies are anxiety, worry, and doubt. And man, with me, the worries have killed me in my life. There really is nothing to fear but fear itself. But you got to get out of that fear consciousness. And it's hard to do. I'm the first one to tell you it's hard to do. If you want to get on the air with me today, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. We're going to get Shelly on next. I'm just texting her right now to tell her she's next. And then we're going to get her on. And thank God she wants to talk about finances, because I'm over whang about my knee. But that is the best advice that I can give you, my friends. It's a beautiful world, and it's a scary world. And every day we have gorgeous things happen to us, and we have terrifyingly ugly things happen to us. And it's very easy to live in fear, but it doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve those around you. It doesn't serve the whole of the universe for you to be living in fear. You gotta let the fear go. You know, when I go to the physical therapist and I work with Dan Magnus, the genius, there are times where he'll tell me to do something. Like the first time he told me to do this exercise where, all right, feet are on the floor. See my feeties? Here we go. Feet, fingers. And then you have to lift your feet up. So I'm sitting in a chair. So here's the chair. Here's my body. And you have to lift your feet up. So that requires having an ab or two. And then you have to do this. So I'm doing this, right? Okay. Or sometimes I lift and then I do this. But you never touch the ground. So your abs are holding you up while you're doing this. And while you're doing this. And then sometimes he'll put like resistance again. And I have to, or he puts it here and I have to, you know? So the first time he told me to do that, I thought, oh, there's no way in hell I'm going to do that. I don't have any abs. I just have a flabs where abs were or never were. I'm not sure they ever were there. So it lifted up and I'm like, but every time I do it, I'm better. And I'm sure it's because I've done it and I'm getting stronger. But he always says too, that I'm better the second time because the first time I'm fighting the fear. So my brain is telling me again and again, well, you can't lift up your legs like that. You don't have any friggin' abs. But then after you do it once, then you think, oh, wait a minute. I did this once and I was okay. So I know I can do it again. And you get out of the fear. There were times this weekend. There was a time this weekend where I went to go to go work at Zeefabriek, and I was leaving my friend's mom's house, and I got to the car and I thought, what did I forget? And I had forgotten my cane. And they were having a family reunion. So there were a lot of people there. And I had to go back to the house and get my cane that was just laying on the floor. I'd walked right out the front door and I'd forgotten my cane. Another time I walked in the house with a bunch of bags, like my suitcase and my computer bag and my bag that I keep all my stuffity stuff in. And I'm like, where's my cane? I'd left the cane in the car. So when you've been clutching your cane for all it's worth for, basically since January, and you suddenly leave and you completely forget the cane, that's when you know you're getting better, but also I'm letting go of the fear, because I'm learning when I work with Dan to let go of the fear. And that means letting go of the fear in a lot of aspects of your life. And I'm working on that. Look, in my life, all of the bad experiences, almost every bad experience I've had with someone that's ended badly has happened because somebody knew that I was fearful of losing them or someone else, and they played on that fear of mine. The only way I'm going to get emotionally stronger past a certain point is for me to let that fear go. The only thing to fear truly is fear itself. All right, we're going to get Shelly on. I'm pretty sure that I have Shelly in my system. So let's look. Let's see if I've got Shelly in my system. It sounded weird. Let's see what we got here. Do I not? Is that possible? I guess I don't. All right, we're going to put Shelly in the system. If you want to get on the air with me, it's so easy. 818-437-0886. It's 818-437-0886. Everybody who's been on so far has been so great and so amazing, and I'm so thrilled to have you all here. This is kind of a little bit of a strange, energetic day. Not with the show has been great, but I can just feel the energy out there, and it's weird. Well, that's strange. She just left me a phone number, and it's short. Shelly, your phone number is short 1 digit. Let's try this again. Oh. 1 digit was missing, Shelly, but lucky for you, I'm extremely anal retentive and wrote it down the last time you sent me a text message. Yay! All right, Shelly, I'm coming for you. Anybody who's after Shelly? 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. All right, here we go. And all of you who are in the chat room right now, thank you so much for being there. It's great that you're there. I have to go in there and say hi. Maybe I'll do that right now. Shelly, welcome to the show, my friend. How?
And cannot accept new messages at this time.
Oh, Shelly, your voicemail's full. All right, we gotta send Shelly a text. Tell her I just tried to call her. Okay. Let's make sure we did this number right, because we don't always do it right, do we? If you go to raisingthevibration.org, you can check out our new site for my Peace, Love, Kindness, and Unity nonprofit. You can also go to IamRaisingTheVibration.com. And then also, where else can you go? You go to Facebook. Here's my Facebook pages where you should go and like these pages. IamRaisingYourVibration.com. That's my spiritual practice. And we're building my new spiritual site at SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. Thanks to my good friend Martha, who is helping me to do that. And she's very patient with me and all my anal retentive ideologies. And I can be anal, people. I've got a Virgo rising. Anal happens. And then also just Facebook.com/Sheena Metal. That's my main page there. If you're in the chat room, you could do that. I have 2 fantastic web series that I host. With 2 wonderful friends. The first one is, of course, Living with the Dead with the amazing Patty Negri from Ghost Adventures. We're at wearelivingwiththedead.com, and we do live shows called Antiques Ghost Show. And I would love to have you be a part of that and come out to an Antiques Ghost Show. We're going to do it in Dallas for the first time, taking it out of Los Angeles. And, of course, the real star of that show, when I said host with Patty, I should say host with my co-hosts, Patty Negri and Belle the Haunted Doll. That show's a hoot. I think we've done maybe 30 episodes since the December of 2017. Please go there and visit us there. Also, I do a great new show with my good friend General Hospital's Carolyn Hennessy. It's called Altered, and we're at wearealtered.com, and our live shows are called Get Altered. They're at comegetaltered.com. Waiting on June-July dates for a July date for Antiques Go Show and a June-July date for Get Altered. And please check out both those series. Like us on Facebook, and they're up on YouTube as well. And then if you want to see some of these Lightworkers Unite, which is what I call anytime I have another Lightworker, or today, the Lightworker I'm the most familiar with, me. And we do readings, healing, spiritual counseling, paranormal advice, discussions about the paranormal and the spiritual. Lightworkersunite.com is where you can go find all of these on my YouTube channel. And there's some cool stuff on my YouTube channel anyhow that's fun to check out. It's just youtube.com/Sheena Metal. It's very new. Please subscribe. I would love that because I just started it. So I have over 100 subscribers. I think I was at like 117. Supposedly it's a big thing to be above 100. So I guess it would be a bigger thing if I was at 100,000. But you know me, I take my small pats on the back where I can get them. I believe we need to be grateful for every little thing that happens, and I am. Shelley, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Great. How are you?
Fantastic. Just wonderful. What can I do for you?
So I'm wondering about like finances. I own my own business. I guess I'm wondering, like, is it going to get better? Am I going to get busier?
Yeah, you are.
Or even if it doesn't have to do with my business.
This has been a slow first quarter, huh?
Yeah.
Slower than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a very strange time energetically. The last 4 or 5 months, and May for some reason has been particularly odd and slow.
Very slow. Yeah.
I don't know if May is just normally a really bad month. I used to know all these things. I booked live music for 25 years, and I used to always know, like, when are the weekends that suck? When are the months that are slow? I don't remember May being a slow month. I used to remember April being slow with taxes and Easter and Passover and spring break, but then May would get better. But this year, I have to say that my live shows in May were the slowest of any of my shows this year, which is odd.
Interesting.
So I just think this was a very strange May. I see that June is going to be better for you, July, August even better, and I think things are going to go well with your business. You're just in a dip. Are you considering letting your business go?
I've thought about selling it a couple times, but especially when months like this come along, then yeah.
Yeah. But you don't want to sell it, right?
No, I love working for myself.
Yeah, and you love this business and you love what you do.
Yes, I really do. Absolutely.
Yeah, you shouldn't let it go. It's just like many things in life, it's just a universal test and a lesson. We're always being tested and we're always learning lessons, right? And so you will learn from this downtime how to deal with the times that are better, and you will learn from this downtime how to deal with the times that are down. I mean, you're just learning how to do this. But you're definitely going to get better. It's going to be better.
Oh, good.
What is
that makes me feel better.
What's going on with? Is there like an account that you're waiting on, or a client that you're waiting on that's like a bigger amount of money coming in?
Yeah, it's a retirement account that I had switched over. I'm switching it over and then cashing some out from it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming. It's just taking longer than expected.
Yes.
Look for that in the later part of June.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything looks good, sweetheart. It just feels like you're in a slump. And I think part of that, we talk about the lessons, right? Part of the lesson aspect of this is that you're somebody who starts to panic when things start to get slumpy.
Yes.
You know, as many times as you've dealt through the slumps and as many times as you've persevered through the slower times, it's just a fear mechanism in you. I guess the theme of today is fear, including mine. It's a fear mechanism in you that when things start to get slow, you immediately think, okay, this is going to hell in a handbasket and we're done. No more. This is the end of it. No more clients ever. And you really believe the whole thing's just going to fold out from under you.
Yes, that's totally me.
But it never does.
Yeah, it usually comes out somehow, some way. So it always works out somehow.
And it's going to. But I think as you continue to work for yourself, and notice I didn't say if, because I don't think you're going to fold your business. As you continue to work for yourself, a big lesson for you, sweetheart, a big important thing for you is you need to start conditioning yourself to get through the tougher times without going into that, oh, that's it, I'm screwed.
Yeah, just knowing that they're going to be there.
Because it's no way for you to live. It's no way for you to live. Working for yourself is some months are great and some months are not great. And and believing, my mom had this wonderful expression because she was just the bomb. She had this wonderful expression that she said, you know what, honey, the universe always takes care of us. And when we had like a time where, there was a money concern or things got a little behind, or she wanted to take a trip or paint the house or do something and there wasn't money for it, get a new car, suddenly like a stock check would arrive and something would have sold or split, and it was suddenly this $10,000 check would arrive. And she would say, see, sweetheart, the universe always takes care of us. And
I feel that same way.
Yeah, and it's so true. And it just happened to me. I was facing getting another car because my lease was up, and I was thinking, where am I going to get the money? Because I like to prepay the lease because it's more inexpensive. Yeah. Thinking, where in the world am I going to get the money to put this lease together? And I just honestly don't have this, and I'm going to really generally just have to take every bit of savings I have and put it into this car, and then just hope nothing happens where I can't work. And then my knees get crazy, and I'm like, okay, this is not a good idea, but I can't not have a car. What am I going to do? And I'm in the process of extending the lease so that I have some time, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And the knees are really in a bad place, and I'm petrified that it works. And out of the blue, I get this letter. My father died June 15th of 2012, and my mother was so diligent about his insurance policies. And apparently there was a life insurance policy that he got when they retired him, and she didn't know about it. And this letter turns up about this unclaimed insurance policy. And I just went yesterday, and the check was in the mail, and it was the exact amount of my lease prepay. And I heard my mom say, see, sweetheart, the universe always takes care of us. God's going to take care of it all. And she's right. So just when you think it's like what you were saying, right? Just when you think you're done for, miraculously something comes through.
Yes, I agree.
So you are going to be all right, sweetheart. You just got to stick it out till this creepy month is over.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You take care of you, sweetheart. I'm always here, and I want to know how you're doing. Please let me know how it goes with your business. It's going to get better. Look for that account at the end of June. All right, sweetie? This is a weird time. After spending and I love being at the beach, and I was at the beach all weekend in Huntington Beach, where I grew up, with friends and family. I mean, every day I was with family. I was with my Z Fabrique family on Saturday during the day. Then I went and had dinner with my Rivers clan. Then I went to, stay with my best friend's mom, who's like my aunt. And then the next day was their family reunion. I was at that party. Then I was back out at Z Fabrique. Then I was back with the party. Then yesterday, I spent the night again. I was with her during the day, and then I was with my Rivers clan last night. I mean, just surrounded by family and love, and it was beautiful. And it was gorgeous at the beach. Even the day it rained, it was beautiful, but the other 2 days were sunny and gorgeous and wonderful. There's just a creepy energy. I just felt haunted the whole weekend. And I think it's just there's something about this month of May this year that's just kind of like, whoa, something's just wrong with it. So, the good news is in 3 or 4 days, it'll be done. So we're almost done with it, my friends. Friday's the last day, right? As of Saturday, we're in a new month. Sometimes you just got to get through the creepy times. 818-437-0886. You text me at 818-437-0886. Let me do that again. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. And we will get you on the air. I'm going to go in the chat room now and chat with people while you're all listening. And you can call for a reading, some counseling, a healing for a friend. I'll send prayers out for someone. Anything you want. We can talk about the paranormal. All you have to do is send me a text. That's what I'm basically putting right now on 437-0886. I was texting at the same time I said it. And we'll get you on with us. It's Haunted Playground. We're at hauntedplayground.com. We're at latalkradio.com. I'm at sheenametal.com. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. I'm at we are livingwiththedead.com and wearealtered.com. That's my 2 web series. Okay. We got a new one to get on. I need to get a name so I can put it in my phone and then program it into Skype. If you're watching right now on Facebook, hello. If you're watching right now on LA Talk Radio, hello. I love and adore you all. I think we're going to get Katie on next. And also Lisa. That's what's going on. We got to get you programmed in. We're going to get Lisa up first. And then Katie. Or Katie and then Lisa. Maybe Katie first, because Katie's already in the system. So, all right, Katie, I'm coming for you. Here we go. I always say it like it's such a scary thing. I'm coming for you. But the truth is, I just think that's funny because, I just have a weird sense of humor. All right. Again, 818-437-0886 if you want to get on the air. I'm just checking the time on the show. We'll be back today from 5 to 7 at Psychic Tuesday, doing this whole thing again, Lightworkers Unite on the Sheena Metal Experience, my weekly Lightworkers Unite that I do with my good friend Alex May, who's wonderful. And then Thursday, my gang from the Founders MCC Church will be on the Sheena Metal Experience, and that is going to be so much fun. My friend Steve Peters has rounded up the crew, as he always does. He's so wonderful in that respect. And he's the one who hooked me up with this church, and now I've come on board as a pastor, and I'm going to be doing Saturday Night Spiritual there, starting on June 15th, which is going to be wonderful. And so we're going to have, I think Alex is coming. I know Keith Mozingo is going to be there, Steve Peters on Thursday on the Sheena Metal Experience. Lucia Chappelle is the special guest. And I think Alejandro Escoto is going to be there too. And we're just going to be talking about spirituality and interfaith spirituality and inclusivity and everybody being welcome and all of this stuff. Okay, so let's get Katie on, and then I can program Lisa into the system here. Skype and all her rules. She's a little like your crazy ex-girlfriend, crazy ex-boyfriend, but you love her even though she's crazy. All right. Calling you now, Katie.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Your timing is perfect. We can chit chat while I program somebody else into the system.
Okay.
Yay. So what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, the other day we briefly talked about my one spirit guide, but I would like to know maybe which grandparent it might be.
Oh, it's grandfather, right? World War II? How do I remember these things?
I thought you meant maybe in that time frame. I didn't know if you knew for sure he was in World War II.
Well, I didn't mean in World War II. I meant that the World War II era.
Yes. Well, yeah, because my grandparents lived during that time.
Right. Now, did you know your grandfather?
Yes. Yeah, I knew him.
Were you close?
But my grandpa Tony died when I was probably 11, though, so I didn't really know him that well.
Okay.
Of the two grandfathers I have.
Right.
Had.
And that's the one we think it is, right? The one that died when you were 11.
Well, we thought maybe my grandpa George, or at least I thought George.
Okay. And how old were you when he died?
It was 2008, so I don't know, like early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. And he certainly was alive in the 40s, right? I don't know, though.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I don't think it's him. I think it's the other grandpa.
No?
No, it's the other grandpa because this is somebody who's been watching over you for a while. Your other
Yeah,
grandpa's
this
only
is my
been dead
grandpa
like a little
Tony,
over
right?
10 years. I mean, this is somebody who's been watching over you for a while.
Oh, it's okay, cool. Because I've just been wondering. Like, I thought my Grandpa George, and then it was bugging me. So I'm like, which one is it? You know, I want to know for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's your other grandpa, Tony.
Yep, Silvio Tony. We called him Tony.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say yes. Yeah, I mean it's not all spirit guides are people that you knew when you were alive. Sometimes they're people from past lives. Not all of your spirit guides are. He's the only spirit guide that you have that's a guide that you actually when a guide is somebody that actually knew you when you were on the earth together, it's a little bit of a different thing. It's
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I was surprised that I knew him. That's why I thought that was cool.
some people say that that's not necessarily a spirit guide as much as it's a guiding spirit. I don't make a lot of differentiation between those two. I mean, I think when people think of spirit guides, they think of like, Native American shaman from the 1500s or
Right.
An alien, which, all that stuff exists too. But, an interdimensional creature and all that stuff exists too. But also sometimes you have guides that are your family members that either sometimes are alive before you were born, sometimes you knew for a while, and they guide you. There's something about Tony and you. There's a tie there. There's a similarity there. He feels that the two of you are very much the same.
Aw, that's very cool.
And
Yeah.
he wasn't terribly tall, was he?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. He presents kind of a spry, shorter, darker, and very, very, very animated.
Yeah, I think he had like funny tattoos from being in the military. Like I think he was like a goofy person.
Oh, so he was in World War II.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
Well, that must be why the era keeps being shown to me as World War II and not just as the 1940s. That must have been a very significant time period for him. That's where he shows himself to me. But he says that, and I think we talked about this a little bit, that he says that you lived during that time period with him. And he's telling me that you were his mother.
Oh, wow.
So
I try to find in the genealogy, like I try to go past him, but I can't find like any information past him. Like, so I can't find his parents in my like linkage, like searching through documents online. I can't find anything.
Did they immigrate here, his parents? I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Try immigration records. Try looking through, see if you can find Ellis Island immigration records. That's where you're going to find them, I think. Yeah. But he feels very attached to you. And he definitely is here to guide you. And he says he did the best he could here when he was alive, but he's done a lot more since he's passed.
Yeah. I think he was it was hard to be a dad himself.
Yeah, he maybe wasn't so cut out for it.
Yeah, but I'm thankful to know that it's him and not I didn't know which grandfather, so I'm thankful. So thank you.
Are you thankful it's him? Did you want it to be the other one?
No, I didn't care.
Yeah, it's him. It's him. He says that you have his spirit and you have his spunk. And he gave those things to you, he says. I don't know that he was the only one to give those things to you, but he believes he's responsible for those things. He was a little, he had trouble with his temper.
Yes, that's maybe what I meant by it. It's hard for him to be a dad.
I see him sort of flailing his hands in the air and having a hard time with his temper. Yeah, he had a hard time. He was a very free spirit, and he was not cut out to be tamed.
Mm-hmm.
And he got married and had kids because that was what men did. But he he was an adventurous person. That's why he liked the war so much, because he felt like it was adventurous. And he didn't do so well with when everything slowed down. He didn't know what to do with himself a lot in life. So, and then there was also a certain amount of drinking, right?
Yes, my mom at least told me that he was a drinker.
Yeah, there was drinking. Mostly just to try to calm down the restless spirit, but it also sometimes and more often than not made him volatile too.
Yeah, I want to say he was in World War II, but he was younger than my other grandpa, but I can't remember what year he was born, but I think he was like in the 30s, so I don't know.
Yeah, he probably was, or maybe not, but he definitely was in definitely in service. If he wasn't in World War II, he was in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely,
I think he was military, but I can't remember.
He definitely is showing military to me, but he definitely is showing the 1940s, probably because that's when he was closest to his mother that he associates you with. You know.
Well, thank you for helping me.
Yeah,
my daughter's running a muckus.
She is, isn't she?
Here.
He said you have to watch when your emotions are all over the place because you got that from him.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Be careful when your emotions are all over the place." That's just what he's saying. Take what you want from that. That's just what he's given me.
Sounds good. I can try.
All right, you work on that. Take care, sweetie. We love you, and I appreciate everything. Katie's always in the chat room, and she's always helping everybody out, and she's amazing, putting up links and doing all kinds of great stuff. So always thank her for being so fantastic because she's the best. All right, we're going to work on getting Lisa on the phone right now. And if you want to get on with me, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. Let's get this one programmed in here. I think considering I'm doing everything right now, I'm doing okay. I just patted myself on the back for you all to watch. How was that? And you all to listen to. Watch me patting myself on the back. All right, let's get Lisa put in here. Lisa is a SoCal person. I don't get a lot of SoCal people. I'm SoCal, but we don't get that many on the show. All right, and I did that wrong, and I did this wrong. I just do programming in this Skype is my nemesis. As I said, this is when I normally throw it over to. And Lisa's already in the system. Okay. Well, let's see how this looks. Oh, there we go. Look at us go. All right, Lisa, you're up. Going to let Skype give you a call, and we're all set here. So Sheena Metal experience is coming up at 5 o'clock today. This is Haunted Playground. We're still calling Lisa. We're at hauntedplayground.com. I'm at sheenametal.com. Sheena Metal Spiritual, that's my psychic spiritual site. And raisingthevibration.org, that's my peace, love, kindness, unity nonprofit. Visit those, I'd love it. And I'm at youtube.com/Sheena Metal, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Sheena Metal. Go find me. Welcome, Lisa, to the show. How are you, my friend?
Great, thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Are you okay? I'm hearing kind of some...
I turned down my volume.
Okay.
Sorry, my son's coming.
That's okay. I'm hearing some crazy background noise. Do you hear that?
I was working out, but I can stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Normally I don't make people turn off, but it sounded really strange. It was kind of cutting your audio out. So how were you working out? What were you doing?
Stair stepper.
I love that. You were climbing stairs while I talked to you on the phone. You're amazing.
Yeah. Can you hear it now?
Yes.
Is that distracting?
No, it's if you don't mind, I don't mind. It just sounds a little strange on audio because it sounds like, sometimes when Skype's not working, it gives you this weird like sound. So that just sounds like Skype's not working. Look at you go, stair stepper.
I can hear
girl.
you fine.
Okay, good. So how may we help you?
I was just hoping to see whatever you get. Just kind of been a little lonely lately with I guess the direction in life I'm taking with just being a truth seeker, and when people aren't ready for information, it just feels like you have to shut down a little to
okay,
regroup. And
all right.
So
Are you feeling like that?
I am.
Yeah. Are you feeling like you start to get to know people, and then for whatever reason they're not ready to take those steps, and then there's
Not really even get to know people. It's people already in your life that are just not ready to grow, I guess.
Well, sure. That's the worst, isn't it? That is absolutely the worst. When yeah, well, the problem is, honey, that when you ascend, and you're in a place now where you're ascending, right? You're growing, you're expanding, you're being spiritually awakened and activated, and you're ascending. And the problem is, when you're ascending, there's so many people in your life that just can't come with you. You know, as you move forward, people just drop off the Christmas tree. Like, imagine yourself moving towards the top of the Christmas tree, and as you're moving up, other people are just like, bloop, falling off the branches. And that happens, and that's very common, and we all go through that. I've gone through that a lot this year. I mean, and I would love to tell you that it stops, but it doesn't. The more that you continue to ascend, the more folks suddenly do not jive with you anymore. But the good news is that you meet new people that come in that are more where you're at spiritually, that are more at that level, sweetheart. And those people are ready for you where you're at. And now, have you started to have the influx of those people?
Not really, because I have 3 kids, and mainly it's just about growing them. And my attention is, it's not that I need so many people. It just gets lonely. It's all.
I get it, sweetheart. I totally do. I was thinking as I said it, the answer was going to be no. Universe is saying, sweetheart, you need to find a little bit of a way to grow some tribe. You need some folks in your life that you can talk to who are spiritually where you're at, because so many folks that you have to talk to now are not. And this is becoming such an important part of your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Even just 1 or 2 people. Universe says get involved in something spiritual, like a class or a workshop or a group or something where you can meet some folks.
Okay.
You know, it's great that you're on the stair stepper. That's amazing. But you need to be working yourself out spiritually with other people too. You're doing a great job of working yourself out spiritually. Like your third eye chakra, your crown feel really good because you're doing a great job with your connection with the universe. You're not doing such a great job with taking all of that newfound enlightenment and then trying it out by having an energy exchange with other people.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's the most important thing right now, sweetheart. And it's super important.
Okay.
Are you willing to try and do that, to try and meet some folks?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do you have any idea where you might go to do that?
Yeah, there are a few place called the Learning Light Foundation. I know, but that's in Anaheim.
It's beautiful.
Kind of a drive.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of torn because my kids are 16 and 19 and 11, and I don't, have that much more time with them. So I keep like thinking, okay, just less for me and more for them, because someday I'm going to have all the time in the world, but if you're feeling that I really should branch out like that, then maybe it is more important for now than later.
I'm feeling that you need to branch out. Yes. Yeah. Where are you based in SoCal?
Laguna Niguel.
Okay. All right. So you're near Awakenings?
Yeah. Real close.
That's a place to branch out to. And their sister store in Newport, not as close to you, is Visions and Dreams, which is also wonderful. Look at me knowing all the places and making all the recommendations. I tell you, I think I've scoped out every spiritual metaphysical center and crystal shop in all of Southern California. I know all of them. But yeah, I think if you just went down there and took a class or went to a meeting. Awakenings is great too, because if you go in there, they have a wonderful magazine that has like a free magazine you can take that has like a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yeah. And just go in and say, I'm looking to meet some folks. Where's a good place to do it? Somebody will tell you. People will turn you on to what you need. That's the beautiful thing about the spiritual community is if you start asking questions, someone's going to tell you where to go. I mean, not like in a bad way. Someone's going to tell you where to go. Not like that. And then you just make one friend, and then from that person meet more people and meet more people and meet more people. And if you don't mind the drive, which I'm sure you're like, okay, I already hate this story. I do wonderful events up here, and you are welcome to come up to any of them. I will let you know when I'm doing things. I also work out of a fantastic place in Long Beach called Z Fabrique. It's in Belmont Shores. Wonderful people there.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's right
off 2nd Street.
Right off of 2nd and Argonne. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm there on Sunday afternoons from 2 to 5. You can come see me. And more things are going to be going on, including as I get my my Huntington Beach house together. I'm going to be doing some events, maybe even there. So more stuff is coming in that area. So just stay in touch with me, sweetheart. And keep the faith.
Awesome. Okay.
Good things are coming. Keep the faith. I know what it's like to be spiritually lonely and to feel like people around you are not getting you. You're going to move through this. This is going to be a fun summer for you spiritually.
Oh, that's exciting. Thank you.
Good news. Good things are coming. And you're not going to have to give up the time with your kids. You're going to have the time with your kids, and then you're also going to have this wonderful time with people who you are spiritually on the same page with, sweetheart.
Sounds good.
And I feel like I should be marching in time with you right now. I feel like I should be marching. I already did my stairs today, but still. And I'll do more stairs when I get home. You are wonderful, my friend. Thank you for this. Thank you for calling in. Let me know how you're doing. And I'm thinking good things for you. And we're going to get you all hooked up with the right people. That's what it's all about for me. And it should be all about for all of you. It's about building a community. It's about finding somebody who needs something and then providing that thing for them so that we all grow stronger and we all ascend together. If I leave you with nothing today, I hope I leave you with that. HauntedPlayground.com, that's where you can find me, LATalkRadio.com, my spiritual site, SheenaMetal.com, and IamRaisingYourVibration.com. I am also at RaisingTheVibration.org and IamRaisingTheVibration.com. That's my nonprofit movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity, and my two terrific spiritual web series at wearelivingwiththedead.com and wearealtered.com. That's Living with the Dead and Altered, respectively, with Patty Negri and Belle the Haunted Doll, and with Carolyn Hennessy, respectively. New nights coming up soon. A new Antiques Go show is coming. A new Come Get Altered is coming. I'm going to be doing an event with my friend Betsy Chassie, who directed What the Bleep Do We Know, coming up in the next month. My friend Alex May, who will be here on the Sheena Metal Experience with me at 5 o'clock. We're working on a workshop series called And You Are Healed, a healing event. I'm the new interfaith pastor at the Founders MCC Community Church. I will be doing my first service on Saturday night, June 15th. Please come, 8 o'clock. And then Sunday afternoon, June 23rd, is my next Raising the Vibration spiritual gathering at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills. And don't forget, I'm in Dallas, June 28th, 29th, and 30th. Aspects of Spiritual Awareness with Sheena Metal is the seminar. And we're here every Tuesday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. right here on Haunted Playground. Boy, it's fun to be here on LA Talk Radio. We're doing readings, we're doing healings, some spiritual counseling, paranormal coaching, listening to your spiritual stories, anything you need. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. So let's see you next time. Stay spiritual. Raise the vibration. Love more. I love you all.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA